Everyone thinks credit cards were invented to make life easier. That's wrong. They were invented because banks were drowning and needed a way out. And the experiment that proved it almost collapsed an entire city. Imagine waking up in 1958 and finding a piece of plastic in your mailbox. No instructions, no explanation, just debt, pre-approved. This was a time when people paid with cash, checks, or awkward eye contact at the bank. Even bankers were confused back then, which is impressive because confusion is usually their default state. The official story goes like this. Bank of America wanted to help everyday Americans buy things more conveniently. A friendly innovation, a consumer-friendly upgrade, progress. But that's only the story they tell after it worked, because what actually happened was way messier. And this is where the story gets suspicious. Here's the dirty secret. Bank of America wasn't trying to innovate. They were trying to survive. By the 1950s, the bank was buried under millions of tiny consumer loans. Refrigerators, washing machines, furniture. Each loan required paperwork, approval, tracking, and human effort. Those loans were killing them. So the bank did something radical. They bundled all that debt into one object and mailed it to people who never asked for it. It's like tossing knives into a crowd and saying, "Relax, you'll figure it out." But the craziest part is still coming. The experiment was called the Fresno Drop. Tens of thousands of Bank America cards were mailed to Fresno, California, all at once. Merchants had no machines. Customers had no idea what interest was. Banks had no systems to track the chaos. Some people thought it was free money. Some thought it was a scam. Some spent first and asked questions never. This wasn't convenience. It was a live fire test on a real city. And Fresno became the lab. This is the moment everything changed. Either people would reject the cards, or the world would quietly accept permanent debt. And once people realized they could buy now and worry later, money didn't scream, it laughed. But here's the detail everyone ignores. The Fresno Drop worked, not because it was safe, not because it was ethical, but because it was fast. That one experiment became Visa, and Visa became the nervous system of the global economy. Your credit score, your monthly bill, your buy now, pay later button. Yeah, that all traces back to Fresno. People think the experiment ended. It didn't. You're still living inside it. Finance isn't math. It's human behavior, wrapped in plastic. The Fresno Drop proves one thing. When convenience meets desperation, debt always wins. And if you think this experiment was reckless, wait until you hear what banks tried next. Subscribe. Because the next story makes this one look polite.